Final hour of the trading session. Welcome back to the close. Let's have a look at how things stand at this point. We are still in positive territory. Nice move for the NASDAQ today, leading the way almost a full % to the upside. We were talking about all kinds of strength in tech stocks this morning. 0.6 there for the S&P, the Dow positive as well. Pretty mixed otherwise, a little bit of negativity surrounding crypto still. But guys, lots to get to in the final hour of the day.
Yeah. Here we are, hours and hours later, and guess what's still going up? Facebook is still moving.
Yeah.
That's the one that I'm still carrying from this morning. Remember, at 374 on the buy side, that's where we were long. We got some out in front of 376, and here we are, 381. And Facebook is still going, and so here we are sitting on the remaining half of that position with a $7 winner. And one more that keeps giving me trouble that I've traded, Affirm, above 100 bucks. Tried it once, didn't work out. Tried it again. Here we are, out 50 cents. It was, it's dicey. It's thin, and you know when it gets going, it's going to get going. 101 seems to be a problem. It's not just 100, but 101. There's a lot on the offer. It's a lot. It's more iceberg than anything, meaning a lot of the shares are hidden behind, say, what looks like 100 shares. It's more than that. So there's a lot of volume between 100 and 101. See if we can't get above 101 going into the close. If we do get that expansion, you're going to see this thing take off right through the highs. Highs are sitting there around 102 and change. They call it 103. If we get above that, I think you're going to see some excitement in Affirm.
Hell yeah, and not to bring, hey, welcome back, by the way, guys, and it's welcome to the fastest 58 minutes now on YouTube. So welcome to that, and thank you once again for joining us. It's been a pretty good day, needless to say. I think I have, okay, so I'm negative on BBIG, and that's it. And the reason why, and NEO here, and we'll talk, well, I mean, NEO's been a great story back to the long side here. So actually, I'm still in position. So you might see, yeah, you do see that now. So we did take this NEO bid, and we always talk about this early, that we want to try to catch a falling sword here on NEO. The market was ripping off early, and we just didn't believe that NEO was going to keep going to the downside. So that's why you're going to see, and I don't do this that often, is average in as much as this. So we get in there, and then we just take some down at the low side. And I actually gave it all the way back down to 36.50. Should have even averaged in more, but we just, quite frankly, had too many shares. So then it started to come back up. We got out near VWAP. That's a purple because I did have an offer higher, so it looks like a short. That'll get corrected. And then we got the last part out here at 37.45. And now we're holding our patented 10% here, or a little bit more than that, 20% here, as we're back, trying to get back to green here on NIO. So that's why it's going to show up as an 85-cent winner. It's still the same ones, man. We got out here at VWAP just to be safe, and then took it all the way back to the upside. So this is going to turn out to be a winning trade. Just on something here, I'm going to call out Trader Prad because we want to keep him in our memories here as we're getting ready to launch one more time. And let me zoom this in a little bit here. One more time on memes and movers, which is going to be coming hopefully back very soon. More information to come. But Prad sent me this, Arun, and I want to ask you about this. Okay. This is a ring.
That's a Patek Philippe ring.
Patek Philippe. There he is. Yo, what up, Prad? What's up?
All right, so it's a fancy finger ring.
Yeah, so I don't know, Prad, how much is this ring? So I basically said to him, he was like, hey, do you think this is pretty dope? So dope, I mean, for us, we're a little bit older, dope means good. So is this something that's pretty hype and pretty dope? And apparently, for a small couple ether, I guess, I don't know what they're charging for nowadays, you can get a ring watch there. Yeah, no. I said, you know what, give me the damn watch. That's the first part, right? If I'm going to spend that kind of money. And then second of all, I'll take a ring. I don't need a watch ring, Arun. So what is your opinion on watch ring right now before we get into trading? For me, honestly, that's not my jam.
Yeah, no, I'm going to pass on that.
Okay,
that's,
hard pass, right.
One, it's an ugly ring if it's a ring.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's not big enough to be a watch. So,
right.
So I'll go with the watch or go with the ring. The ring watch, not my style.
No watch ring for you.
No watch ring for me.
Okay. All right, let's get going. Yeah, pinky ring. Yeah, but I don't even think that was a pinky ring, right? So there you go. Get rid of that thing and get a Rolex or Apple Watch. Yeah, perfect. So I got the Breitling today. Maybe we'll throw the Rolex tomorrow. And then I have this. Do you have a smartwatch?
No, I don't. No. So there's a story behind that. I bought a watch. I'm a fairly active guy, so I got one of those GPS running watches.
Like a Fitbit?
No, it's like one of the Garmin ones with the GPS tracking and all that other stuff. So I used it for a bit, and then my wife saw it, and she's like, "Ooh, I want to start running." And then she started using it, and guess who doesn't have a running watch right now?
Yep,
this guy right here.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for the next Apple Watch to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get her the Apple Watch and take my running watch back because I'd like to, get back to tracking my workouts and whatnot. So that's what we're waiting on for now. But If I do watches, I don't do watches a whole lot, but I do them for certain things. Specifically, when I work out, when I run, things like that, I'll wear a watch. But otherwise, I'm kind of, I don't like be weighed down by anything. No jewelry, really. Even my rings, I don't even have my rings on today. Yeah, wedding ring, another ring. They're at home. After my workouts, I kind of just leave them be and forgot to put them on, and then here we are.
Okay, so, oh man, I love your wife. I don't even know her. Yeah, so forgetting to put on your wedding ring. Okay, I'm just saying, you know, good. Thank God. Don't. Your wife's not watching this.
It's not. But it's not that bad because we work out and we always like take the rings off before we go to work out.
Right.
So I just haven't forget to put them on.
It's
I haven't put them on all week because I've been, you know, get home, shower, and all that stuff, and then get in the car and come here. So I forget to kind of go through my jewelry and whatnot. So I leave them at home. They're sitting at home. They haven't been worn in like a week now since I've been on the show. So they're gonna stay there until I, you know, go off the show, and then I have more time to go, kind of do my thing and get some rings on. But otherwise, they're just sitting there gathering dust, I guess.
Good, I like it. Tomorrow, Josh Richards coming from YouTube fame, TikTok fame. That should be really good. Talk about a little bit of DeFi there with Kevin O'Leary and whatnot. If Valeria is around, which he is, maybe we could put up that link to our Twitter page, and then we could advertise that a little bit. So that should be good. But let's talk about stocks. Okay, that's what people want. So let's do that. All right, SDC today, Smile Direct Club. What a great hit this was, man. I mean, great long, not a hit, it was a win. As we go to the upside there, breaking through that 590, we talked about that. And again, Medicare, healthcare coming through, maybe some support for dental work. So hence SDC up that 7%. So we took that, then we bought some more down here again at that same level that we liked, that, you know, that 560, 550 level, took some out 570, and then held a little bit. It broke through 550. We got out, and now we're back in. So let's see if Smile Direct can hold this 540 bottom. I like it. This is one trade that I'm going to be in here, and let's see if we can get it back. And again, remember, we're flat at the end of every single day. Arun and I trading, unless we trade the futures contracts, we're trading actual equity here, so we have to be flat. So my Smile Direct target is honestly, I mean, I'm going to take a little bit more shares, but if I can get anywhere back to where we got out last time, I'd be pretty happy with that. So 570 or so, we're going to put an offer there and wait to see if we can get Smile Direct. So long right now, 549, in the money 3 pennies, no problem. We're going to wait to see for 570, Arun, on Smile Direct.
All right, so obviously Facebook is deep in the money, so we can just kind of leave it be. Right? There's not a whole lot you can do. We get the imbalance on Facebook at 350,
yeah.
So NASDAQ imbalances should come out and move the market a little bit, depending on how they come out, really. Hopefully they come out positive. Given that Facebook and Apple have been pushing leading the charge to the upside, Facebook up 2.34%, almost 2.5%, call it. And it's been straight up. Apple's got even a much better trajectory to the upside throughout the afternoon, throughout the morning too. And the futures, you know what they've done? They've gone sideways. Since we had that early run towards 45.30, they've just gone sideways, consolidating. It looks like they're gonna call 48.5, 28, 27-ish as your support base. And if they expand to the upside, we may take a look at some longs potentially, depending on what time it happens. But you know, trades that are working out, that's great. Let's talk about some trades that didn't work out. One of my biggest losers seems to be right now, Affirm. It was that shot that I took above 100, and 97 was going to be the stop. They came off, went back above 100, took another shot. That's not working out either. I'm done with Affirm. It's kind of costing me some of my Facebook gains, so we're going to walk away from Affirm. That was the only shot that I'm willing to take now. Given how it's been trading, I think we're going to stay away from it. The other big loser, Disney. And to be fair, it was a 50-cent loser. So here we are, 181 long, and we got out just underneath 180 half. So in terms of losers, those are the two big ones. CCL is there as well for like a 40-cent loser as well, but not a whole lot in terms of downside activity, just a couple stocks. All the losers seem to be concentrated in just mostly Affirm and then Disney. Otherwise, I am going through the charts and trying to find some more stocks, but there isn't a whole lot moving. I'm not surprised though. It is August, it is late. Month end might bring some volatility, or we may have something out of Brendan. Not yet, I guess.
No, not yet.
Oh yeah, we have something, Brendan?
Yeah.
We have to check our intercom, guys, because I don't think it's working. But here's one for you that is moving around. PIRS just popping up here, guys, on a huge volume spike. Got through 5, which was day highs there, and ripped up to 525. So a little pharmaceutical stock, PIRS moving.
Yeah, okay, so I can confirm that. So we'll work on getting our sound working a little bit better, but that's okay. We can hear a little fuzzy, so as long as you guys, it's not that important, we can get that fixed. Okay, so I did want to talk about it, and we've been having a good time here on the chat, so I want to say thank you very much to everybody. Funny sterling silver. My wife has a beautiful ring. My girlfriend has the diamond hands. So yeah, and then there was somebody else on here that said something about he lets his wife's boyfriend buy all the expensive stuff. That was pretty funny. And I guess that's the thing about Twitter. I tweet out pictures of me and my wife and her handle and everything. So if I ever got in trouble, people definitely know how to get a hold of my wife. So I gotta keep everything on the up and up, which is no problem because that's how we do it anyways. So okay, that's STC. Let's talk about, okay, so NEO's $1 in the money now. That sounds like it's fixed. If we need to go to Brendan, let us know. Palantir right here. So a great trade today for Palantir. We rolled the dice on that 26 break right here, and it does turn up for us, not snake eyes, turns up doubles. And we get a nice little move to the upside here, all the way to 60. So we got that top of the day out there on a little bit of a volume spike that came through right there real early, 9:40. And then since then, man, Palantir and Aunt Kathy, I'm going to have to phone her after. It's just been going all the way to the downside right now. Just breaks through 26. We took one more shot here at 26.02, was able to get some out at 09, and then it breaks into the downside. But Palantir still, honestly, it's, now that I look at it, we'll talk about Affirm, that's a good stock. But Palantir, my number one stock today, as well as Tesla. So Tesla and Palantir both done quite well. We did get into Tesla real early. There's a good trade for me. Tesla up 717 long. First out 720, then we got 722s on the breakdown through VWAP, and then unfortunately it's all the way back upside, but this is a break that I don't mind at all. Tesla's been super hot fire, and I think that we're gonna take this long. So looking at this, this is, what's the high of the day actually? 731, so let's not get too cute, just use that. A break of 731, guys, we're going long on Tesla. Let's play the momentum into the rest of the day, but it has to take out that high, and then I think we can just chill, man. We can chill out for about $3 or $4 down to 728 and change. So I'm looking for a Tesla break. Let's play the momentum. It's been super strong. It's up 2.5%. It can be up more. So let's wait for 731 to break. We're going to go long Tesla.
Yep. You're going to go long Tesla. Okay. Where's it at? What did you say?
I'm not afraid of this thing, man. We were long at 717.
Oh, wow. I was looking at this at what, 710 and change? Early on,
you liked
715 and change. They're like, oh, if it goes, it might go right up to 730. It's going to be pricey, though. I like to stay away from names that are above $500. I'll give you the reasoning for this.
Yeah,
I care for liquidity, right? And Tesla is one of those, when it's really thin, it's very hard to find liquidity, especially when the prices are more expensive. That's why I try to stay away from Facebook's, Google's, not Facebook's, I've got Facebook, Google, Amazon, those kind of names. I like to go off the tape. I like to go off the level, see how much volume is moving through. Those stocks, because of how thin they are and the shares, I can't get a good read on. I'm just not good at trading those high price names. So I cut my list at 500. Some stocks like Netflix, you might let slip just because they're slightly over 500. They still got some valid ability to read. But otherwise, you know, Tesla, hey, if you got the read, you're going to make 10, 15 bucks. Why not? Brendan, what's up?
Renovo RX, guys, one that came to the market last week, if you remember. This one was crazy both Thursday and Friday. Just popping up here again at day highs. 1050 was day highs. Ripped right through to 1150 there. It's already been halted a couple of times, but little therapeutic company in the cancer space, guys, starting to move here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll look at all that. We got to look at names that are moving, but I did want to talk about SPRT because it is, you guys are right, it is on the sticky note here for a talk at 32, so let's do it. All right, so basically we went long, and these are both great trades. So just forget about this one right here. I mean, we can't do that because we have to actually be responsible for our trades, and I'm going to tell you why. This was that break right here of the pre-market high where we went long 42. But before that, we had a nice little break here early at 37.50. We talked about why we like that one right there, and then we took that to the upside and took out $3, sorry. And then we took that hit, and then unfortunately it did, or fortunately, I guess it came right back and we were able to take some out there. And then we averaged in and got out and got out and then got out right there for our last bit after turning a profit on the stock. And then we held the last little bit and just made sure that we got out better than where we got in. So right now, PRT, their support, has not really found too much support. The only thing is, there's that 32, so we're right there. Why did we like 32? Because it did tick down here, but that's like 31 and change off of Friday, some of these halt levels. And then we did notice down here, 26 obviously was gonna be the ultimate low. So the fact that it's at 32 right now, I like that for support. So as it's crashing back in, to me, see this? This is the bounce spot of 32, guys. So what we mean here is that when you're crashing in, this is 32 the first time, right? It goes down to 31.60, then pops to 33.50, $34. That's the 32. Once that's broken, look what happens once 32 breaks. Bang, right down to 29. So I think we were right with that 32 support. and then it holds again right here. So I'm going to go long support right now, and I'm going to explain to you where my out is. It's going to be right here, 31, okay? So we're going to go long here. Let's bump this a little bit lower. Let's go to 30.75, right into this area. So if we can break below SPRT right here, 30.70, oh, I don't even know how to turn that the other way. How do I turn this the other way? Okay, I don't even know. But this 30, that's embarrassing. This 30.50 right
You
here.
have the wrong line marked off. You got to go horizontal, Sean. Come on now. There you go.
I'm back. Okay, so 30.50 here. Yeah, welcome back, and thank you, Arun, for introducing me to the charts that I've been staring at for years. But there you go. So 30.50 is going to be my long, and then I think we have some support. So before we stop, getting ourselves in trouble here, let's just go long right now at 32. We'll average in, and then we'll use 30.50 as our out.
All right. Chat's talking about a couple stocks, so I want to bring them up as well. CRSR, yeah, I see it. It's gone absolutely nuts in the afternoon, not too long ago, actually. Within the last 15 minutes, here we are, 27.5, all the way up to 28.30. Here's what I'm looking on CRSR. We just took out 28, which seems to be the high from going back last week, right? We spent a lot of time around 27.80, 27.70, a decent amount of resistance building in front of 28. Cleared all of that. Now the key is, how is this going to react? Is this going to be an actual sustained buy move as we come back into 28? I think this test of 28 is going to indicate how you want to play this. If this is able to go back into that 27.90, 27.80 and bounce back above 28, I think you take a shot at the long. If it comes right back through, then you know this whole move just took out some stops. That's why the extreme point is around 28.80 and change. So coming back in into that 28, 27.90, that's where you're going to get some information. You're going to have to wait on this, and it's maybe one of those trades. Given that it's 315, you may need some more information on this before you determine which direction you want to go with. I personally wouldn't feel comfortable going right after the long. Just because it spiked, I wouldn't feel comfortable going right after the long right now. I need some more info right off this 28 level, see what kind of bids we're going to get off of that. Another trade that I'm starting to see that, may not be, say, not beneficial, but it may not help a lot of people, is AMC. AMC 43 break may bring you a top at 46, 45.50, and maybe the shorts are in play. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but the charts are telling you what they want to tell you, and right now I'm starting to see 43 as a potential breakdown point. And if you get that short, because if you say, let's just say you take 43 shorts on AMC with a 44 stop, depending on how this trades, how it breaks, right? There's a lot of conditions attached to it. If it breaks through 43 clean right now, then you could easily target 42, 1-for-1 trade, quick trade, in and out, risk a dollar, make a dollar. If this bounces off this 43, then you really do have a chance to take a look at those 46s and those highs. And it gets really messy once you get into that zone, because look at what's up there. We traded this last week a couple times. Look at what's up here at 46, 46.5, 47, 47.5. There's a lot of volume going right through these 45s all the way straight up. So this could become a problem. If it goes into that 46 zone, if the 43s break, you may have a short. If it bounces, and then you're stuck. How do you get long, right? Do I want to go long at 46, knowing all that volume is there to the left? I prefer the long closer to the stop, which at this point would be 43. But again, it becomes really messy, and I think the only one clean trade you have could be 43 break to the downside. But again, it could be a temporary break, right? Because you do have support around 40, so this could just be a $3 break down and then snap right back up. So there's options there. If you want to make a quick trade there, that's one shot. And look at what's extending again. Facebook, here we go. 381.5 is now what it's looking at. It's at 40 right now. We gotta move the stops on this. So my stop is sitting here just underneath 379.50 actually. 379.50. So we're sitting $2 below the market, locking in about $5, or $5.50 or so, and we're still $7.27 in the money. So we're gonna let this go, see if we can't take this into the imbalance and get a good imbalance to push this even further to the upside. But it does look like the markets are gonna be stalling out slightly for now, at least around this 45-35 mark. Brendan, what's up?
For those wondering about Uber today, Uber got absolutely smoked today, down 3.3%, coming into significant levels. This was early on today. They announced a new industry-wide gig worker benefits model that's coming potentially to Canada first, guys. So they're going to launch a flexible benefits fund for any app-based ride-hailing or food delivery drivers in this country to start with. So one of the reasons why Uber down a lot today.
Uber. I traded Uber last week, I think.
I don't mind Uber.
Issue with Uber, I think, is that the move was fairly aggressive and fairly early. If you weren't in it already, it would have been hard to catch. Like that move was within the first, say 15 minutes. After that, it just went sideways, right? So if you weren't catching that 40 half break right off the open, you weren't going to make that $1.20, $1.30 in profit. At that point, if you got in late, let's just say you got short 39.50 with a 40 stop. I mean, you're sitting on a 15-cent winner hours later. Here we are almost near the close, and we're sitting 15 cents in the money on Uber. So it's one of those trades where it moved a lot, but it moved a lot in a very short time. And if you weren't there to catch it, then you weren't going to get into the trade. Here we go with the firm back above 100. What are we going to do now? We've been above 100 so many times, and given the volume that I saw between 100 and 101, I don't feel comfortable at all. I'm not happy. Yes, I'm flat at the moment based on the spread, but I mean, until this thing takes the high, I don't think I would ever feel comfortable on the firm, given how thin it is and the bids just drop. When the market decides to go down, the bids just completely fall off. And this thing's down like 50, 60 cents instantly, right? So this can easily fall back down towards 98. Our stop on this long is 98. For the second time, we lost on the first one. Now we'll take another shot. Well, we did take another shot above 100 and see if we can't get it back towards the highs, right? So Sean's got a trade alert. What's up, Sean?
Yeah, so trade alert right now, GSAT. So GSAT does break. This is another name that we're positive on today. So it's been another winner. And again, I'm just trying to do omens work here. This is normally something that, Neil would look at, but then it might go down a couple pennies, and his trade setups are a lot different than mine. I think I have a little bit more risk with this one. So we're going to go long now on this break of 240 and just see what happened here, because so far GSAT today, look at this one, man, 215, banged to the upside, hit it again there and took a nice trade. Did get out on the $2 break, which is actually like the low of the day, which is crazy for that. That was a small part. We're still positive on the name. So now we're going to take this long here. Remember, that's Apple rumors and stuff like that. So we're going to see what GSAT wants to do here. And this one, honestly, I mean, if this is not set up perfectly, I'm going to average into this back down here to 231. And then we'll get out down here in the 25s or so if it does break back down to the downside. But for right now, I think GSAT does have some potential to go here in the afternoon. So a name that's up 67% definitely should be one that's traded, in my opinion, as well. And then, by the way, man, support, SPRT. Yeah, we talked about that. It goes $1, more than $1 in the money for us, up to 33 and change. So that's another one, man. We'll hit the cash register, because right now we are nicely in the money. We're long at 31.97. It's printing 70s, well, 69s there, whatever. So that's going to be a good trade. That's now 70 cents in the money. So if you did want to take that, that's fine. I am going to address you, Juan, when we get back, or John, sorry, when we get back here. We'll address this mentors and stuff like that. So I think you got one mentor coming up right now. What's up, Brendan?
Heads up on Hood, guys. Robinhood moving sharply lower. Here's why. This just came out. SEC chairman saying that banning payment for order flow is on the table. So that's not going to be good for Robinhood getting sold off here.
We did that last week, if you guys remember. Well, I guess I wasn't here last week, but the week before, and we crushed it. We had like a $3 or $4 winner on Robinhood, and that's when it was the other way around. It tanked, well, just like this, and then we got the move back up because it was something based on their conference calls and the same kind of PFO after the pay for order flow on the way back up. So we'll see. I mean, this is probably a little bit overdone, but this doesn't seem that much. Only down 6%. If they are going to ban that pay for order flow, then there goes their whole business model for now. I think they can figure that out. I mean, they'll figure out how to make money. And I do like Robinhood moving forward. I think they do have the right customer base, to say the least. So down to $44 might be a decent long here, but it's still cracking. So do we have anything? What is this level? 40. Okay, this actually, Arun, this may be attention to you here, coming up very, very soon. This is a multi-day break here of 42.65. So I think, to me, that's going to be worth it. Let's take that break, guys. If we get anywhere, I mean, it needs to be $1 from now. So let's see how certain that news is right now. But it says banning a payment for offer is on the table. That's not good. I'm going to go short Robinhood right now.
All right, there you go. Sean's going to take a
If
shot
I have
at
short
Robinhood. I'm going to wait it out. I mean, I'm comfortable with the two trades that I have right now. Well, I'm comfortable with one trade I have right now because it's deep in the money. The other one's just one of those trades where I'm in and it makes sense to stay in. It doesn't make sense to get. It's just the opportunity trade-off, right? So I'm in on AFRM. a firm with a $2 risk profile. So we're going to wait on this one and see if we can actually get moving past this 101 area. That seems to be such a problem. Back to that, oh, it's gone now. No, it's there. Back to John about finding mentors to make living off day trading. I'll tell you this right now. We've been doing this for a while, and it's not easy. So living off of your trading profits is one of the most difficult things to do. Day trading itself is already hard as it is because of the amount of decisions that you have to make throughout the day. Building a strategy, building a lot of these things that require constant work. So mentors, when you're looking for mentors, like me personally, when I started, I really didn't have a mentor. I kind of just did it on my own, and it took me a very long time. I didn't know where to look. Now, though, now that YouTube has videos out there, did you get that short on Hood? There you go. He got that short on Hood. He's rocking it right there. So going back to mentors and stuff, there's a lot of videos on YouTube that help learn, right? Be aware though. It's easy to pretend to be something on YouTube because a lot of people, a lot of the times they don't really know what they're talking about, right? They just want those views and they want
But the people
those
on
hits.
YouTube don't know what they're talking about?
Right? So just be aware, like the education is there, but at the same time, you just gotta be aware that you gotta take it with a grain of salt. And hey, we're doing this stuff live, so you can easily criticize what we're doing, but it's all there in front of you. Proof is in the pudding, right? And the trades are there, they're all taken live, so you can actually just look at them. But just be aware that educate yourself slowly, and you have to develop your skills and your strategies on your own. Copying someone else is not going to work because you're not going to understand the strategy. So it's all about developing. Understanding the basic dynamics is one thing, but the strategy itself has to come from you, and you have to develop it. I can say that as someone who has built mine from scratch. Built it, torn it down because I had to change things, and then slowly adjust, and then you just go from there. And I'm just watching, as I'm talking about this, I'm just watching Hood, and I'm looking up at the screen. I couldn't see it. I wanted to see what price that Sean got his short at. What did you get your short
Nothing.
at?
I mean, the problem is I had to quickly go into the system because we don't have shortable shares, so I had to pay for them. So I didn't get the greatest price. I think I can tell you. I mean, it's right here on the chart. Sell. Hood, there it is, 43.68. And then I got out at 20 on the way back up. I just put in a trailing stop there for that. Not even a trailing stop, sorry, a physical stop at 43.20. We were able to get that. So we only put in our pocket 50 cents, but that's going to show on the board there. So that's going to be a good trade for Hood. It just started to turn around. I do like the break to the downside, so I got to set that up on that multi-day break. I do want to take more short if it does come back up, but I did like that level there that we were talking about, this 42.50 or whatever that is. I do like that level, so hopefully we can get into that. It is looking like it wants to fade back down a little bit, so we will trade Hood, and hopefully we'll trade it good on the downside there, but we are waiting for that to break. 42.70 on the downside there for Hood. So far 1 for 1 on that name, and good, happy with it. SDC, the other way, not doing that good for us. We will average in one more time to SDC here. We talked about this bottom. We're very, very close to that right now. Obviously, the market's coming back down. So, again, this is not a very big position for us, but we thought we'd take a risk, and it was in the money 7 cents. Now it's out of the money 7 cents. So let's average in and give this one a little bit more room. Smile Direct at a level that I think we could be comfortable with right now. So that's going to be a good one. I do see what you're saying, Shakib. I know Charlie Munger's in there buying Alibaba. I kind of stayed away last week. I didn't add to any of my positions, was trying to enjoy the vacay. So I'm going to look at Alibaba again. I do like some of those Chinese names, which brings me back over to a good one here. And no crying for this one, as Neo, we were in trouble early, man. But now it's come right back in, and now we're pretty happy with this trade. So my out on Neo is going to be right here, 37.70. If we break below, we have a little bit of support and resistance right here that we cracked. Now we're going to use it as support. So if we can break down through 37.69 or so, we will get out of NIO. So that's a little bit of talk on some of the trades that we have. GSAT not really doing anything. It hasn't moved off this level, so that's that. Support, whatever, it's still moving around. I still want to get more, and we do want to use about 30, what did I say, 31 or 32 or so as my out there. And Tesla doesn't look like it's testing high todays either. So right now, my only real worry is this SPRT, and we're going to look to get a little bit more in, and then use some of these as our outs here, these lows. So I'm just going to do a little more work for you guys, but I do think that 31 makes a lot of sense to me, because if we crack that, we probably go to 29. So let's take one more shot here on support. We're still in the money on it, but it is teetering, to say the least right now. Possible break of 31 to the downside.
Yeah. Baba, I was going back to Baba. Oh man, I actually was trying to get into this because I saw this bounce off of this 159. I was looking at Friday, and then we got right below this 158 half. and then we kind of shot back above 160, and I was like, you know what, that clears the afternoon trading from Friday, and we kind of got underneath, got some stops out below 158.50, and then we got above 160. And I was chasing this, and just like one of those other stocks earlier today, I can't remember which one I was chasing it. Oh, it was the cheap one. It was Root. I was chasing that one, and then it finally ended up punching into it. This one, I didn't bother punching into it. I was like, I'm going to get my price, or I'm not going to get it. Well, it turns out I didn't get it, and this thing took off to 162, and here we are at 163. BOVESPA is one of those stocks where you can't not watch it. It provides a trading opportunity at some point during the day, given all the volatility that's in this sector, the BOVESPAs, the PDDs, the JDs. There's a lot happening, and at some point during the day, they're going to give you a trade based on a multi-day move. In this case, it was a takeout of Friday's low with some stops, and then a snapback above 160, allowing you to play that support bottom, and then right back towards the highs towards 163. So there's definitely trades. You can't sleep on BOVESPA or any of those, especially BOVESPA, just because it's one of the largest names in the group. And I would definitely keep that on deck. For any future trades, keep BOVESPA up just so you can actually see whether there's an opportunity, if it's setting up, multi-day setups, whether you can trade it today, tomorrow, whatever the case is. But definitely keep BOVESPA up on your list.
I'm gonna go short again here. We just missed it. Why do I just should hit the market key. Damn it. I tried to get 35s there on Hood, and then it ran away from me. So again, not to say that we're using big shares or anything, but we just tried to get 35s and it ran. So we'll wait. Hopefully it pops back up here. We'll get short in the 30s on Hood. And again, it seems like it's resisting this move back to the upside. So I don't mind sort of what's developing down here. We'll see if we can't take a short. Well, we are going to take a short. So we'll take a short here if we can get it in the 30s. I'd pay right now 19s or 20s. I don't have a problem with that. It's been bouncing around a little bit here. So if we can, let's pay that price. We should already be short. We were short. We took 60 cents and ran away from it. So mistake or not, who knows? There goes support back to the upside. We tried to get more long there, missed that bit as well, but that's fine. Never came down to us. This position's never gone against us. So we'll see. I do have an offer upside just to make sure at 33.40. So about 90 cents from now, we'll take out, if we can take $1.50 on this, we'll do that. That's right into this area right now for SPRT. So this is not one that we're going to hold overnight or anything. You can if you guys want to, but again, Arun and I very, very flat at the end of the day, and if not, we have to be by 4:15 anyways. So, and we all know about the liquidity in the aftermarket, so that's what that is. And I just to go on what you're talking about with finding a mentor, everyone trades a different style. I think the best thing that you guys can do is sort of listen to the risk advice that Neil, myself, Brendan, anybody, Prad, Valeria, anybody gives on the show, and then just analyze how that would fit your criteria. And I do got to give a big shout out to Trader Prad, who got me this hat off the website. I don't know what, I mean, there is a website. We're not going to pump it right now, but Palantir Investor, it says, and we love us some Palantir. So thank you so much for that. Trader Prad will be wearing that hat proudly throughout the streets, and then we will see what Aunt Kathy has to say about that. Okay, there goes Hood right now to the downside, man. We had this, Arun, we got out there. It happened way too quick. We did get a little bit of a bump back up, was feeling pretty good about getting out. We did try to hit the reload button at 43.35. Unfortunately, we hit it a little bit too late, and there it goes. Now it's hitting on the downside. I do have a 42.70 ready to go in case we do break this multi-day low right there. I like it a lot. It's never good, man, when the feds aren't on your side. So we've seen what happens with cannabis stocks. We already know Robinhood's been, I mean, Vlad and all those guys, Vlad Tenev, they've already been on the street, so they'll call them back if there's any other issues. But this is a fundamental change, okay? This is not a problem with the company. This is possibly a ban on trade for order flow. So if you know what that is, great. If not, you can look that up. We have videos on that, and that's how basically Robinhood gets paid. They send your orders to a broker. I'm not going to go over it, but then you get filled by that way, and you're supposed to get a great price. So whether or not that happens or not, I'm not going to say. They're supposed to, and they do. So there you go. Just watch out for Robinhood here, as pay for order flow changes the whole game for them.
Yeah, there's a lot that happens behind the sscenes, and now the curtain's being slightly revealed a little bit, especially with what's happening. You see that in AMC, you see it with Robinhood getting the scrutiny, rightfully so, actually. So there's a lot that happens behind the scenes, and now that people are getting to see. Let's take a look at the futures. We're going into the final, 15 minutes before we get an imbalance. Again, sideways, still sideways. So we are working. We're waiting for some sort of determination on how this market wants to move, whether it's a breakout or breakdown. I think you can play either side. depending on the time that it breaks. One thing I am starting to notice on Affirm is...
Let's go support.
Yeah, so support. Affirm is, man, I'm starting to hesitate more and more with this trade, so I'm gonna work my way out of this position here. If I give up the opportunity, it is, at this point, it is what it is. I'd rather not risk $2 at this point. I'd rather not risk $2. There you go, I'm out of Affirm in front of 100. Again, resistance at 100, at 101. I was seeing the volume coming in at 100 when I took the break. I knew I was in trouble, and now you're seeing more resistance above underneath 100 again. So there's clearly something going on. Someone's willing to take on a ton of shares, because it is a ton of shares. We're talking, at this point, it's going to be high six-figure share count. It is going to be a lot there. So we're going to move out of the way. If it goes, it goes. But I want no part of this at this point. It's just a matter of controlling risk. And here you go, as it takes 100 again. But hey, we can walk away, control our risk. I'll take my 20-cent hit and walk away. And at this point, we're waiting on the rest of the market to see what we can do. Brendan, what's up?
Just checking out Bitcoin. Saw some people talking crypto-related stocks. Coinbase just kind of failed at day highs there. Big volume spike back to the downside. But you can flip over here to Mara and see the opposite. So we're making day highs on Mara, guys, 1%. On decent volume, Bitcoin just made a new high for the past hour or so. So in the right direction, guys.
Yeah, that's good. We do like ourselves some Bitcoin. We'll talk more about crypto, but for right now, for everybody out there, we'll go bang, as we just showed that on the board there. And, apparently I showed too much emotion, so maybe we'll go less. Okay, there it is right there, Arun. A nice win, man. Long 32, out 33.50 there. So we talked about where we got out for right there. So let's just fire off the hot dogs because, it's a good trade for me, man. And all we're really doing right now is just doing something like this. Stacking the cash, right? Now, whether or not you have 500 shares there, 5 shares, 10 shares, 300 shares, 1,000, this is what we're talking about. It's just talking about stocks, getting in, trading the right names, and taking the right profits. I mean, whether or not this continues to go, we obviously left the dollar on the table there as it just crushes through that level and rips up. But we're sitting right there at this spot. So there's a nice in and a nice out. Just support's been great today for us. So absolutely no problems with that stock. We just did have that was a little bit of a problem. And it's amazing that we went long 42, and after all of this, we're able to take profit today on the stock and be quite happy with it. Okay, so here we go. Now we'll see, man. We'll see if we can't hit another home run here on Robinhood as we went short 43.80 there. We got out at 43.20. We talked about that 60 cents. And now we're going to try one more time as it just hits right there, trying to break through that bottom. Now we'll see if that can happen. Again, a fundamental change in the business for Robinhood, possibly. It could be overdone, this move to the downside. So I'm willing to sit in this and wait. I want to be wrong if we get back up to here. So again, this is going to be my out. It's going to be way worse. So my out here is way more risk than I took here. That's 60 cents. If I get out at 43.60, that means my risk is where we short at 60. So about $1 worth of risk. So to me, that's going to be worth it. Let's see what we can do here on Robinhood. We are going to average in here around 43.20 if it can come back up. But right now, we're short Robinhood. Let's see where it goes from here.
Yeah, I'm noticing the chat's also talking about RNXT. Yeah. Brendan did bring this up, and here it goes past 11. Now it's at 13.61. Man, it is thin. It is gone as well. It is thin, yes. Too late. If you were in at 11, I mean, you're up $2.50, maybe $3 now. If you're not in, it's too late to get in at this point. Well, I'm not going to say it's too late because that's not my style of trading, let's just say. If you want to chase it, or if you think you can get to 15 with it, with the way it's moving, if it can get to 15, 16, then by all means play the momentum. But I like to kind of position in. So in terms of positioning my trade, I think the 11 even break would have been the position. At this point, I'm going to stay away from this. One trade that I did get out, Affirm, I got out in front of 100. And people were saying, well, it's taken off right after I got out. Well, I mean, that's part of the game, right? That's a trade-off. You want to put up the risk to hold on. Me, I personally made the decision that, you know what, I'd rather take a 20-cent hit than gamble on the fact that it may go past that resistance area that I was looking at. Given how much time I had given it, and given the fact that we were past 330, getting into that touchy time around that imbalance where programs get involved. I want no part of this. I don't need to put up, I don't need to risk money if I don't feel 100% confident on trades. And there goes a firm through 14, not a firm, RNXD through 14, now at 1462 and still going strong. And it looks like it's going to halt. There it goes. It goes halting at 1463, 1462 on the bid. And you know what the theoretical auction price is based on what we have? 1525 is the reopening price at the moment with 32,000 shares coming off on the halt at the moment. So we're going to wait on RNXD. Looks like we got something to look at least keep us entertained while a firm takes off and Facebook going sideways for a little bit there. Remember, stop on this is just below 379.5, so we're going to let that one go. If it's going to get stopped out, it's going to get stopped out, but I would like to see the imbalance on Facebook before I make a decision on whether I'm going to cash out or just hold on to it for a little bit longer. I can always take it until 4. We are flat by the end of the day, but I can always take it maybe till like 358, 359, grab some volume. Maybe if there's an upside move, I can actually offer into it and walk my way out of this trade. But for now, we are sitting in that one single position. And you know what? A firm still flirting with that 101. It does not want to go to 101. And this was the issue. Why would I put up the risk and why would I feel comfortable putting up the risk? $2 when I know that we're running into resistance immediately and at 101. So we're just going to file this away for another day. If we gap above, I think you have a clear support level to work with tomorrow. Of course, if we gap down below, obviously that zone is much larger than you would expect it to be. And I think that's a potential short as well available to you if the levels hold. But you know how these stocks move. They kind of go crazy after the market and then do some overnight stuff that kind of changes the game a little bit. So we'll see how this comes in tomorrow.
Okay, great. Yeah, and so we did, I was going to say, are you not entertained already? We got to find some stocks for you guys to trade, including Robinhood. We did average into that spot right now. So now my price here on Robinhood, $42.89 right now. So we're going to watch and see where that goes from here. Not a bad trade. We'll see. I mean, the average price is 89. So short there on that multi-day break. And actually, now that I look at it, you know, this break, it was really a little bit lower than that. It should have been about 42.50, but that's okay. We have a nice average price. We're going to use 44 as our out. So we did talk about that. So far, so good on that talk. We did average into GSAT here. Okay, this one I really thought, I mean, we had some barcoding action here happening all day in the afternoon, basically from 12 o'clock, 12:30, let's just say, you know, back and forth, 240, 225, yada, 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 back and forth here. So that right now is a little bit of a problem for me. We've averaged into it now, and we're going to use this 225 as our, I mean, a little bit lower, 220, let's call it 220 as our breaking spot now. It doesn't look like GSAT wants to go. There's going to be a little bit of a step on ourselves here. We were still positive in this name, but we will give that back up. My affirm trades today, I mean, we have these bottoms here, 92. We're able to get it out at 98.50. We did get stopped out of some of these longs, but then we tripled our position back, 1, 2, 3, and then the last quarter out for that $8 or $6 win. So for me, affirm's been okay. I do like it though, Arun. If we break above this 101, I just don't know if there's enough time left in the day with only 342 now, so 18 minutes left, and we still got to go to Brendan. What up, bud?
Maybe not quite as negative a catalyst for Charles Schwab, but guys, Charles Schwab also getting hit on this same Robinhood story. So it just broke 74 there again, back to the downside for Schwab.
All right, just a quick thing. We're going to take a look at the futures here. We've got imbalances coming out in about, what, just under 10 minutes, actually. And you see the market go to the downside here. Well, here, what happens, given how long we've been up here and we've been going sideways, I think there's some levels being developed here. I think a breakdown could open the door up. Keep in mind, there's no real support until at least 45.20, right? So if you get a downside move, you could actually get an extension. And maybe somebody wants to take some profit, depending on how this all goes. But just understand that we're coming to the end of the month. We're coming into some activity that could be exciting. I mean, for August, relatively speaking, for August, it could be exciting. And we do have a holiday coming up. So all this ties in, right? When people want to take, whoever hasn't taken a vacation yet, maybe they want to go into an early long weekend, whoever's left on the floor. So maybe running some volume, some programs going into the closes and whatnot. So just be aware that volatility may be coming soon. But tempered volatility, meaning it's August. So just temper your expectations on what that looks like going into the end of the month and into the end of the week with the holiday coming up.
Okay, I got some questions here about, you know, what's all this action behind us? Why do we have all these screens and stuff like that? So we're sitting on a prop floor here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And yeah, thanks for the view there. So behind us, hopefully, knock on wood, once this pandemic finally gets cleared up here. We do plan on having traders. I mean, that's how we all started. So it's a prop floor for Day Trade the World, and hopefully soon we'll have a bunch of traders back there behind us. And we are located again in Toronto, Ontario, and there's lots of Day Trade the World offices around the world. So please double check that, daytradetheworld.com, if you want to get involved with one of those floors. And it's a prop floor. So, you know, the money that Arun and I are trading is
RNXT is open. It opened at 15 something. I think it was around the mark that I gave you, 15.20 change. And here it is at 16. Nope, it's back to 15.20. It is all over the place. I don't know, Sean. It just broke 16 and now it's coming back through the gap open or the halt open price. And now we're back towards 15 even. 15.07 on the offer, 15.52 on, no, 15.52 on the offer, 15, you know what, I can't keep up with the stock. I was gonna say 15.02 on the bid, but now it's like 15.37 on the bid. So it is absolutely all over the place, but it is now open, guys. And this is one of those things you gotta keep an eye on, right? We're going into the end of the day, and this just gapped, and it couldn't sustain this gap to the upside. So what do? You do have to be really careful on how you trade these stocks that are going. This is up 97% on the day. Are you kidding me? This is gonna have a gap up and then kind of go sideways. Just be aware that this close might be a little bit dicey on RNXT.
I mean, you're not long from yesterday on that one, or from
Well,
Friday?
if you are,
you know that was going to go up 108%. Yeah, so just watch out. It's very, we're just kidding about that, but just be very careful heading into the end of the day. And that's why right here on GSAT, I take one more stab at this, and we're going to get this down to 220. This has not been good, man. It didn't even break that 240. Like, I don't even know how we got into that. I guess we should have used a little bit more aggressive or less aggressive order type and maybe taken 245 to make sure the break did happen. But again, this is a trade that I'll take 10 times out of 10, man. A barcode like this in the afternoon on a name that's up 60%, I'm going long on that name 10 times out of 10. So like Arun said there, man, there's some setups that you know we're just not ignoring. So you know that's going to be one right there that we have to pay attention to as much as we possibly can. So that's that trade, and we'll just move on from it, and we'll wait to see because we still have that 220 out. Now my average price is a lot better. Our average price right now on GSAT, 234. So we went from 241 to 234. We take equal parts all the way down. So, you know, again, you guys are talking about looking for mentors and things like that. Again, equal parts all the way down. And then we have our out there. And I just thought it would have worked. It just didn't work. So we'll wait on it. But yeah, 220 is going to be the out there. Fingers crossed that does come through for us. So that's going to be that trade. And then moving on now, Robinhood. So NEO, okay. NEO's not really doing what we wanted to, but like you, Arun, we are waiting for that 38 to break, and then we're also waiting for 350 to come when the New York imbalances will come, and then we will also show you with Arun, right in the chat if you need me for anything, that we will have that break there at 38, so that's going to be coming soon. Other than that, we'll wait for this 37.70 to break. If that does break, then we're flying out of here on NIO. So other than that, man, support. Wow, I can believe, because again, this is what we do, man. We stay disciplined. We take that 32 long. Now it's at 36. Should be, knock on wood, you know, a monster winner, but unfortunately we did cover that for that $1.40. We're super happy with the cover. We're positive on the stock, but again, you see some of this action going to the upside. This is really kind of what I thought would happen on GSAT here, where you're breaking some of these key levels into the upside. So one works for us, one doesn't, but we make more money on support than we would have lost, or that maybe we'll lose here on GSAT. So there it goes, man. A good little trade there happening for us. So really happy with that one. Other than that, man, I mean, I've been watching some crypto today, honestly. I don't see that much. I did see a question about BTBT possibly coming through here. Yeah, again, look at this barcoding. And I know this is going to be Bitcoin based, but again, you know, just not much happening. I like a break here. Why? This is a good break of 1280. You also have that 1280 right there. A break of 1280 probably gets this back into this area where we start talking, but again, without knowing too much about BTBT and where the revenues are coming from right now, I'd be very careful with it. But again, if you're going to look at crypto names, you definitely got to watch Bitcoin on the side, and that's really what we do, man. Like I have a chart up here. I don't know why this went small, but I just use this one. It's Crypto Watch. And you can watch whatever. I watch Kraken, again, a big exchange there. So I just try to watch Ether and Bitcoin and what they're doing. So 33 right now for Ether and moving to the upside. A good afternoon and it's good for crypto today. We've talked about why that's been a few big people buying it over the weekend. So we'll see what happens now with crypto. I still like it. My favorite, of course, is Cardano. SDC right now near a breaking spot as well. We'll wait to see if we can get out of that one.
Yeah, and let's take a quick look at, well, I did this last time I did this a few times before last week when I was on. I just kind of put up a list of the imbalances. We kind of ran out of time on getting some symbols up there, but I'm going to put up the broad market imbalance to see if we can get, see what the imbalances look like when they come out of 350, right? We were breaking down slightly. Are we going to continue to break down? Then, if we break down, then we may have a negative look at the market, but it is sitting at that point where it's one of those things where if we break down with the negative imbalance, then you may have a move towards 20 on the futures. Otherwise, this thing is going to just stabilize and take a shot to the upside towards the mid 30s. What's up, Brendan?
Coinbase, guys. Somebody was asking about Coinbase and this Robinhood story with the Feds talking, or the SEC at least talking about payment for order flow. Remember during their last earnings report, they were talking about, I think it was like 68% or something like that of their revenue came from specifically Dogecoin, but more so a large part of it was cryptocurrency trading. So we did get a little bit of a downtick there on coin as well, but right back to basically where it was. So to answer your question, clearly not so much, guys.
All right, let's just take a quick look at the imbalances
And that's
here.
supposed to be my job.
Oh, yeah, go do it.
You do it.
All
You
right.
do it.
All right.
It's your show.
All right, just a quick look. Sean's going to go in more in depth with it. VNO to the sell side. So we got some big ones. PFPT on the NASDAQ, 1.3 million shares to the sell side. VNO to the sell side, 1.27 million. AT&T, 1.25. And CVE to the buy side of 1 million shares. Everything else, relatively small. Open buy side, 983,000 shares. Markets didn't really react to it. Maybe slightly negative. I don't know. They're moving now, but it does look like that wasn't as exciting as maybe potentially could have been. But it does look like, I mean, apart from AT&T, that one can be easily absorbed too, because AT&T looks like, if you want to look at the level 2 on AT&T, this is AT&T. There 1.2 million shares on AT&T is not going to do anything. VNO though, let's take a quick look at VNO and what that looks like. Oh yeah, okay, it's only done 591,000 shares and it's got a 1.27 million imbalance. Yeah, you know what, that's something to keep an eye on. That's going to be a thin stock with a large imbalance. We'll see if this stays after 355 when the floor gets brings its update. And if this stays on sell, you might see VNO get some pressure from the programs towards the sell side. And PFPT, I don't even know what stock this is. Oh, that's the NASDAQ actually. PFPT, 1.28 million shares. It's done 1.2 and change. It's a $175 stock. Yeah, that one may have some influence as well. So just keep an eye on those two. Right now, at least, before the 355 update, it does look like those two have some big sell side imbalances to work with. And of course, we got to keep an eye on Facebook. Facebook looks like it had a negative imbalance as well. Remember, my stop on this is 379.50 and change. So if we get a move down below 380, I think I'm just going to cut it. I'm not even going to wait. At this point, we were banking on the imbalance to be positive so we can actually get a move up. But if we're not going to get the positive imbalance to get this help that we want, then it may just be time to take some profit. And Affirm, look at that, backs off that 101 again. That 101 is going to be crucial going into tomorrow, I feel. Based on the way it's been trading around that 101 mark, 100, 101, there may be some slippage as well, so account for that if you decide to trade that around that price point. Just be aware, though, there is something going on above 100 that is holding this from continuing its move up. So breakdown may be in the cards for Affirm for tomorrow.
All right, great job there. Yeah, we were just kidding, of course. Arun, you broke that down better than I probably ever have. So good job there on the imbalance locator. It just goes to show you, look, Arun is pretty much a futures trader other than the show. So we got to give a big thank you for that. And even Arun, looking at imbalances, things like that, you have to add as many sort of toys and sort of what do we call it, into the cookie jar there, so that you have the ability to do different things at different times. And I think that even being an equity guy versus a futures guy, we're both looking at indicators, forward moving indicators, how to get these winners and how to remain positive and just how to trade properly. But on that note, GSAT comes all the way back to 37. We didn't even take any out there. So I mean, we went right back into the money on GSAT. We'll have a look at that. $1 in the money for NEO, and then Robinhood. Man, we're on our last little average in here. We did it 3 times. We took out the bottom. Now we're going to wait to see if we get crushed back to 44 here. I didn't like what Brendan said, that last little piece of news. I wish this would keep going down. Maybe we could watch Charles Schwab, but I think Robinhood is probably not going to continue its downward move. We got a little too excited there off that daily chart. But Brendan, let's go.
Zoom. Some people talking about Zoom here. There was some volume, I guess, coming in there. But more importantly, it's on the board, guys, for aftermarket tonight and before the open tomorrow. So earnings to come.
Okay, so the last time, look, I love Zoom, and I think that Zoom is definitely, you're gonna think this is crazy because, you know, the PE and everything is crazy. Oh no, no. I just told our IT department that ever since I changed my layout, I've had no chart issues.
Right.
And now my chart is frozen. So I'll look at Zoom in a minute, but take it over for a second, Arun,
Yeah,
and I will just
absolutely.
reload this chart.
All right. So one thing we're going to do is Facebook is we got to protect the position, right? We were up in the money well, but at this point we didn't get the help we were going to get. So what do we do with this case? This is a 5-minute chart. Let me actually go to a 1-minute chart. I think that'll make the read a little bit better. Okay, so I'm offering my way out of this in front of 85, 84. It's spread across there. So we can average an exit in front of 381 and change. The hope was, again, a positive imbalance pushes us above 381.5. And we get that extension into the end of the day. At this point, I don't think it's worth holding. And here comes the update from the floor. What do we have here? JCI to the sell side, 364 million shares. VNO, sell side. So that one stayed, 1.239. And where's that PFT? Yeah, see that other one that we were looking at, PFPT, that's gone. So that one's been offset already. And looks like NEE is going to be on the buy side by 938,000 shares. So JCI, Johnson's Control, I believe. Johnson Controls, Johnson's yep. JCI. 1.3 million shares to the sell side on JCI for the moment. And that's it. JCI, you see this breakdown. Actually, no, that's not even the right chart. That was PFPT. But JCI now, let's take a quick, oh, wow.
Your charts are working great as well.
Your what?
I see your charts are working quite
well,
great.
yeah, they're not, I mean, they're not as bad as yours. I don't know what's going on with your computer. But JCI, wow, okay. That kind of fell off from 75.20 going all the way down to 74.75. Now, this is interesting because I'm going to actually keep this chart up just for anyone who hasn't seen what kind of pressure an imbalance brings to the market. It just means that there's some sell orders, in this case, an offset or a larger amount to the sell side that people are sending with an on-close order tag, which means that they get closed, or the final print, the official closing price would be the on-close order, right? So that will be grouped in with the final closing price, and whatever price it closes at, that's your exit or your entry or whatever the case is. And PFPT just kind of came back on my screen here with 1.18 million shares to the sell side, and then it disappears to 1 million shares. So guys, keep an eye on PFPT. It apparently still has an imbalance of at least 1 million shares. You saw this fall from 175.96 to 175.90. Why do I get the impression that this is like some sort of buyout or merger deal? Because it has done absolutely nothing.
Yeah, probably get
so we're going to leave that alone. That's kind of weird for a stock at that price to stay within that range unless it's part of a deal. JCI, though, that's the one I want to keep an eye on here. Going into the end with an imbalance with 1.2 million shares and a market that's gone straight down, yeah, I think that's going to be an interesting one, given how thin it is, too, because 1.2 million on a 1.5 million day, that's something to watch. What's up, Brennan?
I was just reading on this deal. Yeah, Proofpoint involved in this. Bravo's $12.3 billion takeover of Proofpoint. So you were right, Arun. It is actually a merger deal.
I mean, that I just learned. You know, one of those things is like when something doesn't look normal, something's clearly there. So when a $175 stock is going sideways, that's usually part of a deal or some sort of deal. And I learned that from Neil. Neil's the guy that talks about this. That's his game, and I kind of learned that from him watching this. When things go sideways when they shouldn't be, something's up. So keep an eye on that. Somebody was asking GSAT. Well, what is GSAT?
Yeah, I mean, I have it right now, and now we're long at 228. Our average price was 34, so we've just been getting out at 34 now. So it's going to be a wash trade for us, but we did average it and be able to bring that back to a wash. So what I mean by a wash is just that we're flat. So I mean, we're in at 34, we're getting out at 30. I was actually able to get a 35 there, so it'll be a slight winner depending on where we get out of the last third of this. So we got it out of a third, in 3 times, out twice, a third left. Let's see where GSAT goes from here. NEO is still $1 in the money. We'll probably let's just wind up taking this out right now. Might as well. NIO here. Let's just take it out and not worry about it. So we'll offer 83s here. Oops. And you know what? This always happens to me. There we go. Give me some 83s right now if we can get it. It's not going to give it. Just blast. There it is. So a nice little out there at 83. So we'll take that. That's a nice win, man. That's about 95 cents there on the last little bit. So all we're sort of doing right now is exploding some money because we're just trying to end the day here, make sure we can catch a little bit of that and go. So GSAT right now, long 28s, will probably get a little bit out. And it looks like Robinhood, Didn't break through 44. Now kind of is doing nothing. We are out of the money 50 cents on this one. We did take a 60-cent win, but this is a little more shares because it's an average. And we do need Miss V on the bell very, very soon, as Lucas is whistling, but I'll just yell. So she's right over there. She's hustling over. You're welcome, Miss V. Anytime you need that, we'll do that for you. So today's been a good day. I want to thank you, Arun, as well, for stopping by. You'll be here all week, so thank you for that. As Neil enjoys his vacay, I think we've had a pretty successful close of the show here. I'm just waiting for Robinhood to do something. Maybe it does flush down. Other than that, we'll get out right at the end of the day. Looks like our NEO was okay. Got out at 83. That was a good one. Palantir ends the day, down. Okay, we'll have to watch out for Palantir tomorrow. And then GSAT now up to 35. Yeah, buddy. We have one little piece left on that one, so this is going to be a winning trade to end the day. There it is, the countdown. I don't have it anymore. I missed it. We'll just drop the countdown anyways. 10. There we go. I'll hit it. There we go. We're almost ready to close. With only 5 seconds to go. If the timing is wrong, but you can hit it right now, Valeria, as the market is now closed and we end the day off. Hopefully we end the day right for all you guys with a couple good winners. Thank you so much, Miss V. As we are getting out of our positions, I still have Robinhood, so please do not tell our compliance department. How did we wind up there, Brendan?
My application has crashed, but I can show you a chart because everybody loves that. Anyways, 0.4, it was about 0.44 for the futures there right at the close. We came back in, we're noteworthy, we came back in right to VWAP to end the day. So 0.44, another record high, guys, for both the S&P and the NASDAQ as well. The Dow, not so much today, but the Russell was the laggard today, down a little bit, 0.13 or something like that for small caps.
Yeah, we were cruising there for a bit. NASDAQ was much, much higher. The S&P did just fall down here at the end of the day. All the way to the downside there. So a nice little, that kind of sucks for the market there. But it was a fantastic day. It's great to be back. So nice to have Arun here. Obviously, we miss Neil as well. But thank you for all the cover and all the great work. I want to thank a big shout out to Trader Pratt for hooking me up with the Palantir hat. That was very, very kind of you. Thank you, my friend. And then there he is. What up? Thanks so much, Arun. Arun, there you go, you're Arun. Thank you so much, Prad, for that one as well. As I'm looking, I'm getting all the names confused. I want to do a big thank you to Maggie, to Lucas, and to Rob for supporting us there on the ones and twos. There it is. Thank you very much, everyone wearing white. Very, very occasional day today. So it was a good day, Arun. How would you sum up the day?
It was exciting.
Okay.
For August, let's just say. It was exciting for August because you had those tech runners, right? You had the Facebooks, the Apples, the Microsoft, well, Microsoft not so much, but you had some big tech runners late into August, and tomorrow's the end of the month, so that brings some volatility as well. So just be aware that things are picking up, at least for the next couple days, at least. And today was a good day, and we made some money, so can't complain about that.
Yeah, I've been away from the markets for 6 days, 200 trades today, and 2 negative names, guys, on the board today. SDC is small negative, and BBIG, small negatives as well. So 2 negative names, 9 positive. We're doing pretty good for us today. We'll be back tomorrow. But thank you so much to Brendan again for bringing all the news to us. Gave us a couple big names there, especially in the afternoon. So thank you so much for that. And for everybody here at Trader TV Live, we're back tomorrow at 8:30. Stay tuned for AMC. It's going to be my trade of the day. So get ready for that one. We'll catch you on the flip side, 8:30 tomorrow. Wake up, and we'll see you then. Ciao.
Bye, guys.